Was that a call?
That's a call to order at 5:00 on the dot. Can I get a roll call? Sorry, I just did that because I looked up and saw it was 5.
Trustee Tarpley?
Here.
Trustee Henderson?
Here.
Trustee Brady?
Here.
Trustee Wood?
Here.
Trustee Pinkerton?
Here.
And Superintendent President Walden.
Here. Just because I didn't know how long we'd be here,
Nope,
I brought
Don't
my
do it.
breakfast.
don't
It says
put that into
breakfast
the
Don't
universe.
do it.
Don't put that into the universe.
Funny guy.
Public comment announcement. Were there any public comments related to closed session items? No, there were not. We're gonna announce to recess at 5:01. Thank you.
So you got an A+ there.
That'll be the
President
last
Harper.
time. Sorry. We're hazing the new guy. No. 6:05, we're going to call to order. Michelle, can we get a roll call?
Student trustee Colton.
Present. Is this
Trustee
yours?
Brady.
Here.
Trustee
steal it?
Henderson.
You can have one if you want.
Trustee
Here. I'm stealing.
Hartley. Trustee Wood.
Here.
Trustee Pinkerton.
Here.
President Wall.
Here. Gabby. Can you get me water?
Sorry, I stole his. Somebody bring him a water. I stole his water.
Gabby's gonna get it.
Thank
Be
you, Gabby.
careful. Just
Sorry.
open the door.
My bad. Okay, we're gonna do the Pledge of Allegiance. Art Lopez, thank you for volunteering, sir.
Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Art. Lovely job.
Say it, Gabby.
Amen at the end.
Okay, Joe, take it away.
President Tarpley, it's my distinct pleasure and honor to probably have, I think, one of the most famous people in the religious industry and the founder of High Desert Church, Pastor Tom Mercer, come out of retirement tonight to give our blessing. Pastor, we are honored. Thank you.
Thank you.
And UCLA's doing pretty good.
Yes, they are. Thank you. It's an honor to be asked to begin this with prayer. So, Joe, thank you. And thank you, Board, for your invitation. Let's pray together, please. Lord God, we thank you, first of all, for the rain. We've needed it. Even though we may all have a bad attitude driving home in it, we thank you for it. And I want to thank you for this board, these men and women, their dedication to this institution and to our community. We thank you, Father, for the privilege of leadership at any level, and we know that it's a gift from you. And we pray, Father, that we would be good stewards of that gift. I pray for the conversation this evening that it would reflect your graciousness, that the decisions that would be made, Lord, we pray that they would reflect your wisdom. We know that you love these people more than anyone. We know that you love the students who attend the school more than anyone does. And so I pray that whatever happens this evening, it would just make for a better future for these lives that are educated here, for the board and the community that comes out to support them. And we just give you all the glory because you are well-deserving, we pray. In your Son, Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Well, thank
Thank
you.
Drive safe.
All right, Jeff Morris, come on down.
Great, thank you very much. Good evening, trustees, members of the public. The board met in closed session this evening at 5:04. All 5 trustees were present on item 2.1, which is involving real property with negotiator, directions to the negotiator. Item 2.2, no action, no reportable action. Item 2.3, conference with legal counsel concerning litigation, Jane Doe versus Victor Valley College. On a motion by trustee Tarpley with a second by trustee Henderson, the board approved a settlement of $200,000, which is completely funded by the district's JPA SWAC. 4 votes in favor, trustee Brady voted no. And item 2.4, labor negotiation conference with negotiator, no reportable action update provided. Closed session concluded at 6 p.m.
By a miracle. Okay, announcement of items deleted or corrected from the agenda?
No.
None? Public comments related to, no, is that right? Non-agenda items? Yeah. Oh my gosh. And are we moving around the order at all?
No, not
Board of
yet.
Trustees goals? I have no idea who's up, so if
It's
you're up,
Brady and.
Sharon
there you
and
go. Who would like to go first?
You can go.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I have the goal board one, and it's support and provide feedback on the writing of the institution's self-evaluation report and supporting actions that demonstrate the college meets the accreditation standards. And so right now, we are cleaning up our board policies and procedures so that we will never have a problem with accreditation again. And since August, we have reviewed, revised, and approved 31 board policies since August. And we have 4 more tonight, and then 9 more in December, which makes a grand total of 44. And so we are getting our stuff done. That's it.
Facts. Sir?
I have goal number 5, which pertains to building stronger community relations to encourage greater partnership opportunities and support for the college programs and facilities. We've done, I believe, 5 so far. We've met with the real estate community, the property management community, the media community, and this last month, we met with some of the general contractors. To say the least, I was a tad disappointed at the turnout, but I was incredibly satisfied with the outcome. And I think that part of it was the team of people that Dr. Walden had there, including Troy from welding and Mackenzie was there. It was exciting because there was a real healthy conversation between Vince Bomarito with Sully Miller. Now, Sully Miller is part of a major company that's actually worldwide, and they're doing a lot of work on up here. And I think he learned, and he's been up here for 30-plus years, things about our college that he never knew. I heard some things that I was not aware of. And I just think that when you walked out of that meeting, although it was not as large as what I expected, I was very proud. Called Dr. Walden, just said, you just have such a great team. I mean, they sell it so well. So that was a good. We had a lunch that was scheduled, I think, for January 23rd. It's now been moved to February to be with the mining industry, and I'm hoping to get 30 members of the mining industry there. January apparently is a bad month for us, but it's also a bad month for the mining industry itself. They do, I guess, a lot of work in their plants and things like that. So I'm working with Mr. Terrell from Mitsubishi, who I know. We're going through and trying to be sure that the right people are right there. And I'm looking forward to a good lunch in February. So that's my report.
Thank you.
Okay, Jeff, could I have you come up and introduce the next subject?
Thank you, President Walden, and this evening, part of the president's report is for the board to get some direction in terms of creating an auxiliary that would function for the district in working with the foundation. And we have Erin Coonsey, who's coming up here, there she is, from the firm of Liebert, Cassidy, and Whitmore, who has prepared a draft master agreement for purposes of going forward with the foundation. And our goal would be to get some input from the board in terms of a 30,000-foot level view of having an auxiliary and the relationship with the foundation. So that is our goal, and Erin is going to present just some general overview of the role of an auxiliary, how it would work with the foundation, and then take input from the board. And at your December meeting, we want to bring back for an open session item for the board to take action and approve a master agreement between the district and the foundation. And with that, I I would turn that over to Erin Kunze and have her give a presentation, which should be about 5 minutes.
Thank you, Jeff. I did prepare, can everyone hear me okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
Did make a couple slides to sort of hopefully introduce this topic, so I'll try to pull those up for everyone here, and you can let me know if you can see that okay. And I see that I've got to swap screens here, so I'll get that for you. Okay, can you see that all right?
Yes.
Yeah, you see the big picture here?
We're still seeing your side notes with the other slides.
Side notes with my other slides. Apologize for that. Thought I had it figured out, but let me pop back here. Try that one more time. Here we go. There we go. How's that?
Perfect.
That's good.
Great. Okay. Sorry about that. So, as Jeff mentioned, I want to just give everyone broad overview about auxiliary organizations, and then take some feedback from the board here about, the draft operating agreement and direction that you'd like me to consider in terms of updating the agreement, and just sort of general feedback or questions, in fact, that you have about that. So just generally overview, this is my my less than 5 minutes for you. I won't go into great detail here, but just to introduce this topic, auxiliary organizations and what they are. Are regulated, a separate entity that is related to the district. And it is subject to a number of different laws, but I'm just briefly mentioning them here so that the board has an idea of what things we might need to think about in terms of compliance for an auxiliary organization. So again, it's a separate, with respect to a foundation, it's a separate 501c3 entity, subject to the California Corporations Code. But the auxiliary statutes themselves come out of the Education Code and Title V regulations that tell districts and auxiliaries what the relationship has to be, and provide the district with some control and oversight obligations when it adopts and establishes an auxiliary. So that's really what the sort of point of the agreement is to talk through some of those issues. Also, district board policies, implementing regulations, or your administrative procedures define what that relationship looks like. The articles of incorporation and the bylaws of the organization. And again, as I mentioned, the operating agreement, and then other agreements the foundation itself might enter into. And all of those things really are the source of obligations for an auxiliary organization, and relatedly to the district in terms of, again, the oversight responsibilities it has. So from the district perspective, when it wants to establish an auxiliary, or another way of saying that is to recognize an auxiliary, in the case of a foundation, there's an existing entity, the district has to first adopt implementing regulations. Again, this is by Education Code, statutes, and regulations. Once it's got those regulations in place, internal regulations, it has to approve the establishment or recognition of a new auxiliary. It has to maintain a list of auxiliaries in good standing, and it has to notify the Chancellor's Office of any changes to that list. So those are just some ongoing obligations. When a particular auxiliary is established or recognized, the district will, through its implementing regulations, hold a public hearing, make a decision to approve or not approve an entity to be an auxiliary, and then submit its recognition, if it decides to recognize it, governing documents of the organization, operating agreement that it's entered into with the organization, to the Chancellor's Office. So kind of have to go through a sort of a 3-step process there. And then once it's established, there's going to be some ongoing obligations. And again, this is related to sort of that control that the district has over an auxiliary organization, and related to that control, oversight obligations. So ongoing, district has a responsibility, once it recognizes an auxiliary, to ensure that it is performing annual audits, to submit those audits to the Chancellor's Office, to ensure that there are annual disclosures regarding the value of services that are being exchanged, and to periodically review the auxiliary for compliance with these laws that I just mentioned. So that big long list of laws, regulations, the district's policies, and also, frankly, the operating agreement that they enter into together. That was my less than 5 minutes, broad overview on auxiliaries.
So I wanted to I'll pause there for a moment and see if people have sort of general questions, or have had a chance to take a look at the operating agreement and want to sort of open the door to that. Or if you'd prefer, I can kind of walk through the provisions of the draft agreement.
Are there questions?
I thought the agreement was rather standard. I didn't see anything complicated in it. I totally support this, and I have for years. I think we need to do it. The sooner that we do it, the better off we're going to be. And I didn't see anything in there. I went back to the first page where I was looking for the word auxiliary, and I found it. So that was, I think, about the only thing I had.
Okay.
I have no questions.
Anyone else?
Yeah, agreed, I read it.
I agree.
Simple.
I think, Aaron, you did an excellent job, because they never agree this much on anything.
Not this quick, anyway.
Gold
Well-
star, Aaron.
No, Aaron, there's some of us that ask a lot of questions.
Very formulaic, I'll tell you that. There's going to be things that the regulations say have to be decided, that have to be included in both the district's implementing regs and then relatedly the operating agreement between the district and the foundation, or rather the district and its auxiliaries. So it's pretty formulaic in terms of what has to go in there. But then the details, what you want the auxiliary to do, what its purpose is, what facilities it's going to be provided, and all of that, those details are things that you get to work out in the agreement. So that's, if there's any area around that you want to provide me some feedback on, I'm happy to, make edits, make adjustments. If you love it how it is, we'll just move it forward and.
Okay.
Well, I presented I presented the administrative procedures that you wrote, and thank you for those. They were very, very good. I did read them, quite lengthy, but they were very, very comprehensive. I presented those to College Council this last week as a first read. College Council plans to bring it up for a vote at a second read, in another week and a half, Todd, something like that? And then upon their recommendation, I can sign it and it can become an actual AP at that point. I did tell them this was written by lawyers, so if they want to make any changes, that we'll have to run it by you guys first, because I don't want us making a change that's going to put us out of compliance with the law. If it's something we can change, fine. I got a feeling that they didn't seem to want to touch it too much. I know the foundation has provided some feedback to us on this. I've shared that with Jeff, and I don't know if he's already forwarded it to you or not, but their questions seem quite reasonable and I think easy to clarify. So I think we're in good shape at this point.
Okay, and then the plan is to bring the operating agreement for an action item in December. So at your next meeting.
Sounds great.
Great. All right, everyone have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Drive safely, please.
Yeah, drive safe. Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you, Jeff.
Okay, that was easy. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
All right, so next thing in my report is the board has asked every other month for a update on the implementation of the Strategic Enrollment Management Plan, and I know that you all love Dr. Scott's fancy slides, so he's going to come back up tonight.
Thank you for having me again. My maestro. My presentation up. So, go ahead and get started on that while he's working. So our major focus for this time period, beginning November 9th, is to retain all of those students that we have this semester. Keep them here is our main focus. And I think where our retention rates, Jenny, maybe you can help her. I think we're like 65. Yeah, fall to spring is like 65%. I told the team I wanted like 80% or 85% of them. So that's what we're going to focus on. But it's really for us. For right now, it's the 3 R's: recruitment, registration, and retention. So like I said, we're gonna focus on this, first-year retention. So all of those first-year high school students we got for this semester, they had help at their high schools. They had counselors there to help them get through the matriculation process, to get enrolled. They had a lot of support. Well, now that they're here for spring, they're out of the high school, they don't have that now. But that's what this is specifically for, is to provide the same supports they had for fall to get them to come here and stay here for spring. The 11% of the Aspen metrics are first-year retention. So this is a really important point for us. Chris Piercy and the crew, and there's a lot of people involved in this. Michael Edwards are really involved in this. We're starting a registration support center. So building 50 that was done, we're waiting on some projectors for the classrooms, but we don't need projectors for this purpose. We're gonna transform those classrooms into registration support centers. It's gonna open November 9th, and it's gonna run till December 16th. Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We're gonna load those classrooms up with computers and support staff, counselors, our ambassadors, everyone who can help these students stay and get enrolled here for spring. Tim. So how are we gonna advertise that? So you're gonna see yard signs all the way around the lake, so they can't forget that when they're walking around the lake, to go see the registration support center. Buying a huge banner to go on building 50. This is the registration support center, everyone, come on in here. And then, we're gonna have the flags along Bear Valley Road, which is gonna be pretty cool when you see those. And then, of course, we're starting up the phone bank again, because I think it had been so successful. We're starting that again mid-November through December, and we're gonna focus primarily on 3 groups. That group 1 is that group I talked about. They're here, they registered, they attended fall classes, but haven't yet registered for winter or spring classes. And one of the things as a enrollment group that we were talking about was, most students have no idea what block they're in, what registration block they're in. You can see it, block 1A, block 2A, block 3. Ian, what block are you in?
Block 1A.
Well, you're a.
She's a high achiever. High achiever.
High achiever.
That was quick, boom,
Yeah. I said
stage quick.
But there was a really kind of a cryptic way that you had to find out what your block was, otherwise you had no idea. So what we did with the help of Robert Sewell and everyone else, we identified those students who were block 1A. Pulled them out, sent them an email saying, you are on block 1A and your registration date starts now, or whatever date that is. We're gonna follow that through all the way through the blocks, so they know when they can start enrolling for classes. And so the group 2 is those students we missed. They completed all the matriculation steps, but they didn't come here in the fall. So we're gonna try and capture them, find out, why weren't you here, and try and encourage them to come in spring, winter and spring. And then group 3, they did some of the matriculation steps, but we wanna finish them off through matriculation so we can get them to enroll in winter or spring. And then we're starting the one and done again, the one and dones again. So those are those events where students can come in, essentially walk in the door without anything done, and then we process them and they walk out the other door completely matriculated and enrolled in courses. And as you recall last time, we had 400, 500, 600 students attend those events. So we have 2 right now, scheduled for November 29th and December 6th. We'll see where it goes. If we got 400 or 500 again, we're gonna start adding those like crazy too, because we know those work as well. And then this is just all students enrolled. They're gonna get a personalized email, letting them know when they can enroll, and the availability of that registration support center. So if they have any questions, they can either show up there, or we're gonna have the virtual one start going. And links to those special programs, those categorical programs. And same thing with our first-time freshmen, a personalized email, and how they can get a counselor or get some support through our first-year experience program or that registration support center. And this is kind of what, we're gonna start seeing this on social media and the emails. This is kind of the draft of the flyer that is going out to these students. Jim? So another thing we're working on with the deans, they're all gonna be rolling their eyes, but one of the metrics we're focusing on is this in-class retention rates. So if you look at for 2019 through 2022, those are the 4 schools, Blar, Haas, PSIT, and STEM. Those are the retention rates that we have right now. They look pretty good, but they can be better. So myself and the deans, we're gonna come up with a strategy to engage the faculty in helping increase those retention rates. But, you know, as you know, it's not all about the faculty, it's all about us that can help keep the students in courses. It's about the whole institution. I just want to mention the engagement centers. We're moving one step closer to that. I think last month you met Felicia, one of our engagement center partner or engagement center managers. We're going to be hiring 3 more. That announcement went out. So these engagement centers, we're going to be really relying on these engagement centers to help us with retention and success rates. It's really a case management approach to the students in those schools. The other thing, one thing I wanted to mention too is last semester, before last semester, this semester, moving into next semester, this is how we're doing things from now on. We're not just gonna do this and that so we can get up to where our enrollment was. This is gonna be normal practice for VVC from semester after semester. We know this works, it's success, we're gonna learn from what our experiences are, and really perfect this to make sure that all of the students here at VVC get everything they need to be successful here. So I stumbled across this at the last minute, and I'm gonna end on a really super cool high note. So one of the things I want to, this is the amount of awards we give out every year. And I'm just gonna have you pay attention to a couple of them. The gray line, so look at 2021, you can see certificates, we awarded 1,358. Let's look what happens in 21-22. There's almost 1,200 more certificates we awarded. There's a couple reasons for that. Working with Vice President Lopez and getting that auto awards done. So instead of a student having to fill out a piece of paper, go to 6 or 7 different offices to have it signed, and then ask us basically for an award, we're giving it to them without them having to go through that. And look at the amount of awards that has changed. And that's an Aspen metric too, right? How many awards per 100 FTES that we award to students? How many do we have? That's really significant. And then you see the little green dot down there at the bottom that says 79. That's non-credit certificates. If you look since 2017, how many do you see there? 0. So the point I want to make by this whole thing, and the red and the yellow and maroon lines, I guess, those are going to lag behind because those are degrees, right? So it's going to take longer for those to start showing some impact. But the thing I want to kind of point out is with that certificate graph and the 79 non-credit certificates, the whole thing is we're just getting started. This is just the beginning of where we're going to be headed in terms of our success of our students.
Aren't we working on auto awarding degrees as well?
Yeah, we just talked about that. As soon as our degree audit's complete, that's gonna happen too. So, you all know, great things are happening, and will continue to happen here, so thank you. Any questions?
I just want to say you guys are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have done fantastic. The aggressiveness that you've done, it's just out of this world. Other colleges should be doing what we're doing right now. Absolutely.
I concur.
Absolutely.
It all starts with attitude. Like you said, I told the team, I want 80 or 85%. You know, we're not doing it just this September, this semester, we're gonna do it every. I think the most successful people that you look at in life, they all share one thing, they all have a real good attitude. On the emails that you send out, and we live in an email world, what do you do about, are you able to do a read receipt on these to see if they've actually looked at it, number one? And two, what do you do with the bounces?
Robert's got the answer
Robert
to
has an
that.
answer.
No, we do have, it's not a read receipt, but you can tell who opened them.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
really important because we do that. People know that we do that on certain emails that we send out, that we have a read receipt, they don't know, but, and we've had people say, we had somebody sitting here one night that I didn't open it up. Yeah, well, so that bounce rate, the bounces, we spend a fair amount of time trying to clean them up and actually make hard calls, and, you know, it might be an initial up, but those are, that's digging for, we call it digging for gold.
If you want, it's a little bit more in depth as well. It's not just that it's open, we do get the balance, but we also, the links that are put within, they're strategically placed in some of these, so that when you send something out and say, here's 3 or 4 different videos, you know what they clicked and what's of interest to that student or that potential student.
So, yeah, we're gonna get to the, and we have in some respect too, but we're getting to the level of social media. Someone clicks on something on a Facebook or Instagram or something, we know who they are, and we know where they went, and we know what they're interested in, and we can give them instant feedback. Like if they search for welding, guess what? In a few minutes, they're gonna get a welding flyer on their email.
There's a major law firm in Southern California that puts out a lot of industry information on probably 30 or 40 categories. And I remember a year ago clicking on all the stuff I wanted. I received an article from somebody that I know, and I said, that's kind of weird, I'm not getting that information anymore. We reached out to them, and the law firm said, we watch every time you open and click, and when you were not opening and clicking, we deleted you. And I thought, wow, that's, you know, I thought that was pretty interesting. So then I had to go back and re-sign up. So now every time it comes in, I actually look at it and click on it just to make them think I'm reading it. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Good luck, thanks.
Thank you.
All right, Stephen Birmingham is not from Birmingham. But he is leaving us because he's a fixer and filling a gap when we had one. And so we have fortunately been able to choose a new CIO, and Stephen is helping us to make that handoff. And I'm going to let him introduce the new CIO to us tonight, and then do a presentation.
Thank you very much, President Wall. As he said, it's my pleasure to introduce you to Antonio Herrera, who's sitting in the back here. Stand up there for a second, Tony. Tony joins us as the new Chief Information Officer, which means he's responsible for all IT strategy, budgeting, projects, leadership of the IT team, and leveraging tech for teaching and learning to really move the college's mission forward.
Why don't you have him come on up and say something
Come
to
on
them?
up.
I have the pleasure to be here. I welcome the opportunity. There's a lot of challenges here, but that's why I'm hired to try and solve some of those problems, especially in the teaching and learning area. And so I specialize a lot in the ERPs, budgeting. I used to be a budgeteer once upon a time, different career. And so I look forward to a lot of the challenges here.
Tony is not from Birmingham either.
No.
He's from Chicago.
But the Windy City, which I learned it's windy here too. So, thank you for the warm welcome.
Welcome, Tony.
So since it's literally Tony's second day, I have the honor of giving you the annual IT update this year. I'm going to talk about 3 topics: IT strategy, IT, cybersecurity, and I'm going to talk about a few of the projects that we're working on. So as far as strategy goes, you're very well familiar with the EMP. We have an IT master plan that is a subset of that EMP. And the IT master plan has 7 elements, which I'll show you on the first slide. They're equity and access to tech. And I'll give you an example of each of these as I go through them. So for equity and access to technology, Student Trustee Fulton may be aware that the college has provided a large fleet of loaner laptops that students can borrow if they need them. Information security and data assurance has been one of our major focuses for 2022. You're well aware that cybersecurity is a big topic. You see a lot of information in the news about that. And I'm going to speak in some depth a little bit later about a new partnership that the trustees approved recently with a company called Versa Networks. The third strategy is using tech to support guided pathways. One thing that we're doing there with the president's leadership is implementing a brand new advising platform that will really help us guide students through their academic career. As far as the fourth strategy, instructional technology, this year we've had a few pieces of really interesting tech go in to the academic side of the house. We provisioned a few hundred brand new computers for labs in the art and photo departments, and Dean Tarango helped us secure a very large grant to replace all the computers in the animation program. Goal 5, student support and student experience. You may be familiar with the pilot that we're running with a company called BibliU. This will allow us to solve the really nasty problem that a lot of colleges have where students show up for class without their books, make it several weeks in without their books, and then they either struggle or maybe don't even complete that class. BibliU is an electronic book and educational resource provider that we're experimenting with. Number 6, business systems. We've got a few irons in the fire here. The first I'll mention is that in Dr. Scott's area, we're putting in a brand new scheduling tool called Astra Schedule. Currently, scheduling is done with paper and pen, and that's a pretty monumental task for a school this large. So the Astra Schedule system will allow us to automate that process and produce a much more student-friendly schedule. And finally, infrastructure. If you've walked through campus in the past year or so, you've probably seen some backhoes and drills and such. We're in the process of upgrading infrastructure. We put in a lot of new fiber optic cables between the buildings to dramatically increase the bandwidth to all of the facilities on the campus. Next topic, there are about 50 projects in the IT portfolio. I don't need to tell you, President Walden is not afraid of tech, and he's leveraging it very greatly here at the college to support the mission. I'm not going to walk you through 50 projects, but I did pick out 5 that are very tightly aligned to the strategic plan. And you'll see that last column there, EMP alignment, talks about the different elements in EMP that these projects support. So our first and largest project, we are doing a complete re-implementation of the Colleague system. Colleague is the system that contains all the class schedules, student transcripts, registrations, financial aid information. Very large system. This aligns to quite a lot of the things that the college is trying to accomplish. The second one, right here in this building, we built a HyFlex classroom sandbox where faculty can go to experiment with a HyFlex environment. And HyFlex means faculty have the ability to teach students right in front of them, or students at home, or bring in guest speakers from anywhere in the world and have a blended experience where there are components on site and components online. Project 48, infrastructure to collect, analyze, visualize, disseminate retention, persistence, and completion data. We just heard Dr. Scott cite some of this data. What you saw on the screen came from our really strong institutional effectiveness department under Dr. Moran. But what we hope to do is build out more self-service tools so that people don't have to go to Jenny for everything that they want. Project 28, implement the present student life platform for communities, extracurriculars, et cetera. This is to really bind students to the college, give them an easier way to identify the things that are happening on campus, allow us to engage with them in a richer fashion. And the final project I want to highlight, number 54 under health and safety, is enhanced surveillance cameras and other security technologies. We have a sprinkling of surveillance cameras and security systems on campus. We want to come up with a more cohesive system so that the police and others that need to can kind of monitor everything from one central location and make sure the campus is secure. Finally, I want to talk about cybersecurity, everyone's favorite topic. We can't open a newspaper or flip on the TV without seeing that some company or some college has been compromised. Colleges are a target. The bad actors have determined that colleges are a bit soft compared to other targets like banks. Now, we don't have a lot of credit card information or financial information like a bank might, but we do have funds, and what the bad actors have been doing is locking up colleges' systems and then demanding a ransom. So it's basically a sophisticated form of theft. I'm pleased to report that in the past year, there have not been any successful cyber attacks at VVC. One of the things that we'll be doing to make sure that that stays the case is we're increasing faculty and staff email security. We've been sort of tightening the knobs a little bit as the year has unfolded so that email is more and more secure. And then finally, I want to close. The trustees, you've been kind enough to sign off on a new partnership with a company called Versa Networks. This is a really high-end cybersecurity company that specializes in securing organizations. We're in the process of working with them to install a lot of high-tech hardware here on the campus, and that hardware will monitor network traffic, stop anything that looks out of the ordinary or is malicious, and Versa will also have what we call eyes on glass 24 hours a day, which means in one of their operations centers, they'll be watching what's happening on our network and alerting us if they see anything that looks out of the ordinary. So those are my updates for you. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
At the last Community College League conference, I think Trustee Wood, weren't you? I think you and I were in a breakout session, and it was chilling what they told us. I mean, chilling what they said. I know that I think the LA County school system got hacked, and it was interesting that the superintendent said, I guess it's gonna be a standoff. We're not gonna buckle. I don't know how that came out because it went away from the paper like right away. But when you have the largest school system in the country like that, so it's a real deal. And I mean, we walked out of there, and I think the first thing you do is you pulled Dan aside and said, we got to do something. So.
Yeah, we've been quite active in this space. We don't want to be on that list of schools. There have been some right here in our region that have been hit multiple times in the past year or two. We don't want to join their company. So we have been making tough choices to batten the hatches and tighten up our system security, and the Versa partnership is going to kind of take us to that next level. K-12 is probably as big of a target as higher ed because they also have not had the need over the years to really lock things down, and they're learning the lesson the hard way right now.
There's one going around right now that looks like it came from the county, from SBCSS.
Yeah, so phishing
Yep.
is a really common type of fraud that we see all day, every day. And I'm the lucky or unlucky person that people forward those messages to and say, is this legit? And sometimes I chuckle because as part of our faculty and staff education program, we send simulated phishing messages. And so sometimes someone will forward a message to me and say, this doesn't seem right. And I'll think, well, it doesn't seem right because we sent it to you to see if you'd fall for it. But
Oh, really?
oh, yeah. We do simulated phishing throughout the year. Yep, we sure do. Very good. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Yeah, and if you click on it, it says gotcha.
Doesn't it
We're
really?
telling Dan Walden.
No, it says, congratulations, you found a simulated phishing. We have a reported link. So the preferred action is click, this is phishing, and then you get congratulated.
That's funny.
Wow, that's interesting.
Does ASB want to talk about goals?
Yes.
Yes.
Bring your jack.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. ASB has been working with the M&O staff to look at recycling on campus. The M&O staff has offered to place about 40 recycling bins in campus hotspots.
Nice.
ASB also hosted a Hispanic Heritage event and took part with Martha Mendez for the Dia de los Muertos event, and are now currently planning for a Love is Love event taking place in February. And that is my report out.
What was that last event?
Love is love.
Love is love, okay. Hey, everybody wants to be loved. All right. Well, John Nolan is not here tonight, and so just briefly what I want to report out is that this last month we had, when we had the monsoon day, whatever night that was, seems like it was on a Friday or Saturday. I think it was a Saturday night. Our gym was flooded, and our floor in there was completely ruined. We've turned that over to the insurance company. We know they'll pay for the gym floor. We're asking for them to also pay for the problem that caused it, which has to do with some of the outside grading and cement work. So I believe this happened at the, I want to say southwest corner of the gym. And so because of that, our basketball games for the rest of the season are being played at Barstow. So to my good friend Eva Bagg, thank you for allowing VVC to play our home games over there for the rest of this season, because it's a 6-month project to get the gym back up and running. Also, Michelle was not at work, thank God, but one of the construction workers that worked on Building 55 was supposed to cap off a roof drain clean out, and they did. They put the cap on it, but they didn't screw it in. And so when the torrential rains came, it just unloaded into the office where Michelle and Gabby work and completely destroyed the floor completely. Has to be replaced, probably the subfloor as well. And Michelle's furniture on her desk and all that was bought brand new just 4 years ago. So that's got them working over in the office outside, and me back in my little self, lonesome and weeping and crying.
Poor guy.
And they are doing moisture checks in the walls. So they may kick me out of there. If they do, I guess I'm going to the president's conference room. Oh, no, it's too crowded in there. So then that's the facilities report that John wanted me to
Dr. Dan,
share.
who's
And the
paying-
contractor's covering all that,
Oh, that was my question.
all of it. We're not paying a dime. And I'm mad. Okay, don't like being alone. All right.
Good for you.
He doesn't care about the floors, he just misses you guys.
Or all of the work on your desk, I could just die.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. Dumped right there. What's interesting is the floors, the way they are in that building, all the water went over and settled in Gabby's area. So her floor is actually worse.
I thought we just got done rebuilding that building.
The
We
guy
did.
forgot to tighten the cap.
Well, no, but the floor should, it should be
So it,
level.
yeah, that's a conversation. That they tried to level it. What they did not do that they should have done was rip it all out.
Well,
And
now
then
they've got
fixed-
to.
No, they should have, the whole building should have been, had the subfloor taken out and joists put across that were level. But that didn't happen, so we're living with what we have.
Yeah.
I didn't find that out till way too late. All right, so that's facilities, and then foundation.
Good evening.
Hello, hello.
Hello. So as you are aware, we reimagined our HDES event and held it at the college. And some of you were able to attend. Thank you, Joe, and thank you, Jennifer, for being able to attend. And of course, you were highlighted as our speaker, Dan, and we really appreciate that. But I have a video. I know you love those, recapping the event. And we were just thrilled to bring it to the college and showcase everything that the college is doing. So please, Tim, if you'd roll that. Sure.
Maybe.
video in there. Should be.
You break it, Tim.
Kirsten, while he's doing that, do you have a date for next year?
It will be
In October.
in October. It'll be the third week, and probably on a Friday again, since we want to continue to host it at the college.
Okay.
And that worked
So
out
good.
really well with
Yes.
parking and being able to get our different programs to help and showcase all of their
Yes.
amenities. Yeah, so Friday, and then, VVTA had the buses bringing our guests up and bringing them down, and I thought the flow went really well. And look at Mr. Nunez is saving the day on the
Good
flash
job.
I knew he was gonna do that.
Yeah. Wait.
I want to say it's good to have our foundation board president, Fred Hunter, here tonight for our board meeting. And I see Irene and Chris. Who else from the foundation? I know Mike Nutter was here earlier.
Glennis was here too. She
Oh,
just had
yeah.
to step out.
Dennis
Yeah.
was here.
Yeah.
You have to say, roll that beautiful bean footage, and then it works. Just a tip.
It worked.
I told you.
Popped right up when you said it.
That's right. Isn't that ridiculous?
Thank you so much for joining us today. We're doing something different. This is the inaugural High Desert Education Summit. They wanted you to come here today to arm you with meaningful and relevant information and to shine a light on the opportunities education can provide. They want you to focus on how we will utilize education as a tool for economic prosperity. We want to show you how educational institutions can bridge the gap between industry needs and our community workforce.
This isn't just 1 year, but this is actually many years looking forward, because these are our opportunities to look at what we can do to provide funds and work with the College Foundation Board so that we can take care of our students here. There are many goals that are being set future-oriented so that we can position the Victor Valley College in the high desert and continue to guide our students to successful lives and careers.
First of all, who are we? We are in partnership with you, the community. This is our mission. Victor Valley College will be the model of an innovative community college through exceptional student experiences. I think Victor Valley College ought to be everywhere, in your city, in your area, in your neighborhood, giving people an opportunity to come and get a higher education that's excellent.
I have to say I'm very excited to start with our career tech programs here at VVC are incredible. We have an amazing automotive technology department. We have an amazing welding department, construction, electronics, engineering. So we have a number of things that we've brought in.
You know, if we can provide a 5-star experience for students, I believe that matriculates to those students working in the workplace. It's important that we look at the community and providing things that the community needs.
We've grown to meet the needs of the community, to provide new opportunities, to meet the demands of industry. And I'm just so proud to see this vision come to fruition. It's all the things we've had, expansion, and also just a reimagining and reshaping so that we can connect with our students a little bit better.
In our nursing program, this most recent round, 100% of the students passed the state licensure exam. We call it the NCLEX. 100%.
So Victor Valley College is an economic engine in this region. This institution employs some of the highest paid workers and generates some of the highest paid workers through some of their programs in the entire valley.
Mountain Desert Career Pathways got together and said, let's focus on career pathway excellence. It's a little over 14,000 students in career technical education doing deep dives on industry sectors. This isn't just exploratory career stuff. This is really learning industry standard skills. We've got students that are studying it and ready to come into those great jobs in our area. And that whole system is designed to accelerate students towards career success, which is unbelievable. Look at the numbers. I mentioned we are 14,000 students. That's 24% of students who are in CT classes are getting college credits on a college transcript while they're in high school. We look at that's awesome.
So I graduated high school at 17 years of age. Frankly, I had stellar grades, and I could have gone to anywhere I wanted. I decided to pursue my degree at my local community college. I think it was the best decision I could have made for my career because I learned real-life skills. To me, I think it was the path that got me to where I am today. I never dreamed that I would help start what is now over $4 billion company, but it happened. Yeah.
I encourage you to remember two things. There's lots of opportunities to connect with the college and to just find someone to reach out to, and they can connect you. And you're going to make a big difference in not only that student's life, but you're going to make a big difference in your business when you have a minor league of talent continually coming through.
So we're all about making our students better. That's what we're doing. We are after excellence. We are out to be the best.
So you know, so many people helped. M&O, Tyler, restaurant management program, his students, we were able to provide them with scholarships. They came in extra early on their time off, and the display of food was just, yeah, amazing. It's outstanding what we offer, and just so impressive. And so also we netted over $76,000 for this event and had it here on campus.
Where did we get that new event center?
That's right.
Yeah, even better.
Absolutely. So
Is that
It was a
video
great
available
event.
online?
we will put it online. Absolutely. Yeah.
Great event. The speaker was phenomenal, the guest speaker. The grand opening, she came over to that for the Entrepreneurial Center. Such a great event. Thank you so much.
Of course. And thank you.
I thought Matt Wells brought a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
energy.
He
brought
was
a ton of energy.
fantastic. Yes, he did.
He's
He
real
was-
passionate about what he's doing.
Absolutely. He's a great
And
partner.
you can tell. I mean, you can tell. You can't fake that.
No.
Yeah.
No. Great. That concludes my report.
Thank
If there's
you.
anything else, thank you.
Great video.
So I'll just say this, I don't know how long I'm supposed to be giving these COVID reports. I do know that we need to bring to the board a resolution to cease the emergency conditions that were granted to me. I don't want them anymore.
They're doing that to our governor, too.
Yeah, well, he's giving them up in February. I'd like to beat him. Anyway, COVID, right now, the report this week was one faculty, one staff, 3 students on quarantine for COVID. And the hospitalization this last week went down another 5.7% in the county. And we have a few people that have been noticed that they might have been exposed. They've all been tested so far negative. So that's a good report, and I don't know if I need to keep doing those, but we'll
Can I,
at least another month or two, I guess.
can I make a motion that you just present if there's something that's
Big.
big?
Okay. If it's big, you're gonna hear about it before now.
I mean, if it's, do we need to vote on that, or can we
No.
just have a consensus, or?
Sounds good to
No.
me.
We'll do that. Unless we start seeing some spike and some alert.
Right, if there's something.
It's not COVID that's going around now, it's something else.
That concludes the president's report.
Okay, so now we're gonna have constituency groups, academic senate,
Not here,
AFT part-time,
not here.
ASB.
Yes. Tim, can you pull up the slideshow?
You did a slideshow?
Yeah.
Love it.
Tim put it together.
You know we love it.
So in October, we went to, I lost my notes, I'm sorry. In October, we went to a student leadership conference down in San Diego. Sorry, during that conference, there was a keynote speaker. Her name was Julie Lythcott Hames. I'm butchering her name. I'm so sorry. The thing that all of us kind of like took away from her was embrace the F's, the failure, fall downs, fears, and F-ups. Some of the training sessions that took place were the advocacy, building leadership, bravery, and belonging, student rights, and ethical decisions making. I did the advocacy meeting, and I learned a little bit about like how to roadmap some things. I kind of wish I learned how to be like a better advocate, but overall the sessions were pretty good. And on the last slide, there is a little picture of all of us who all went, and accompanied by ASB advisor Robert Sewell and ASB's mentor Tim Isbell. And that's our little slideshow.
Nice.
Wonderful job. I'm glad you guys got to go.
I'm happy we
Thank
went.
you for telling us about it.
And that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
CSEA,
Not here,
CTA,
not here.
management. Yay!
Yeah.
Good evening, Board. My name is Malia Carpenter. I have the privilege of serving as the Director of Academic Success and Equity Programs. And I'm here to share with you today the things that my area has been working on in support of the Ed Master Plan goals. In support of Ed Master Plan Goal number 1 on student experience and success, this year we have expanded our first year experience program. What we have noticed is that students receive a lot of hands-on support while they're still enrolled in high school, and they receive a lot of great support when they get here on the first day of school. But there's kind of this 3-month gap where students aren't really getting a lot of support. And so we thought the first year experience program could work in partnership with our bridge counselors and on-site counselors, as well as our general counselors, to fill in that gap for students. So that has kind of resulted in an approach where we are reaching out to students as opposed to having counselors waiting for students to reach out to us. So weekly, we are getting reports from MIS of brand new students, and my team of counselors are then reaching out to students through email and phone call, making sure they have everything they need to be successful, seeing if they need to meet with a counselor, and then setting up appointments from there. We have also developed college readiness workshops to try to capture more students. So we've offered a workshop on transition to college, helping students learn how to study for college, how to allocate their time now that they are here. Also things like balancing school and healthy relationships, as well as registration support. Dr. Scott talked about the strategic enrollment approach, which we will be helping with. But we've also had registration workshops ahead of time to help students prepare so that they feel confident and informed once it is their registration date. I'm happy to support happy to report that has resulted in standing room only, so students are really finding that of value, which we're excited about. Additionally, just as a plug, we are going to be hosting a Friendsgiving for first year students on Friday, November 18th in the SAC. And that is really to help students connect with other first-year students. We want to support their development in becoming a scholar, so learning to build their own peer networks here on campus. So we're excited about that. It'll be our second annual. And this new model has enabled us to serve 300-plus students in just the past 3 months, which nearly triples the 125 that we were serving previously as a cohort approach. And we are excited to build that through partnership with Chris Piercy, Michael Edwards, and also General Counseling. Additionally, I serve as the project director for our Hispanic Serving Institutions grant. So I've been working closely with the Faculty Senate. I'm happy to report that last month we had 6 faculty participate in an online open educational resource conference so they can learn about adopting low-cost, no-cost textbooks. And we are also sending 10 additional faculty to a 2-term professional development opportunity centered on teaching practices in community college as well as teaching men of color in community college, which data shows us there is a decline in male enrollment coming, so we're trying to be strategic and get ahead of that. So, any questions?
Wonderful.
Yes, sir.
What did you say about there's a projection for reduction of male?
Yes,
What's
higher
the data
ed.
based
Just higher ed enrollment trends, they're seeing that male enrollment is starting to decline, particularly for men of color, in higher ed in general.
I love the Friendsgiving. That's
I
awesome.
hope you show up. I'll make sure we get that information to you guys. Our
Oh,
students
yeah, I'd
really
love
love
to.
it.
Thank you.
Wasn't that in the one
Just
stop
invited
last
myself.
year?
No, in the Student Activity Center.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else? No? Oh, yours is done, I'm sorry. I don't know where I am.
Consent agenda.
We're doing consent agenda, thank you, Brandon.
No worries.
We're doing consent agenda and any public comments related to consent agenda items? So we're gonna look for a motion to
Motion.
approve. Thank
Second.
you. Motion by Brady, second by Henderson. Student advisory?
Yay.
Okay, and then we're gonna move on to action agenda. Any public comments related to action agenda? Okay. So. We move on to 10. Am I reading this wrong?
Yeah. No, you're not reading it wrong.
Okay.
You're right.
Okay, so we're moving on to 10. So Board Resolution 2218, National Native American Heritage Month. Does somebody want to read that aloud? I could
need
put my
a-
glasses on and do that.
We need a motion in a second first.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Motion.
Sorry, oh my God.
Motion. Second.
There you go. The boys have it. Motion by Brady, second by Henderson. Student advisory?
Yay.
Yay, okay. And then, I'm a hot mess today. Does somebody want to read it, Brandon? You're a good reader.
Is it attached?
It is.
Oh, we have it right here. On motion of
Brady.
Brady,
Mhm.
second by Henderson, the following resolution is hereby adopted. Whereas the first American Indian Day was celebrated in May of 1916, and more than 7 decades later, President George H.W. Bush in 1990 signed a joint congressional resolution designating the month of November National American Indian Heritage Month. And whereas in October of 2013, President Barack Obama issued a proclamation declaring November as National Native American Heritage Month. And whereas Native Americans have played a critical role in the health and vitality of our great nation and continue to contribute to our community, state, nation, and world, including advances in education, medicine, art,
Bless you.
culture, public service, economics, military, human rights, and politics. And whereas National Native American Heritage Month is a time to honor their vibrant and diverse cultures, traditions, and histories, and to acknowledge the important contributions of Native American people, now therefore be it resolved that the Victor Valley Community College District Board of Trustees recognizes, supports, and honors November as National Native American Heritage Month, and the achievements of VVC's Native American students, faculty, staff, and alumni, and respectfully encourages all citizens to explore the rich and significant heritage of these members of our community. The end.
Thank you.
It's over now.
We need a vote.
Oh, thank you.
Unanimous.
Oh, I was looking down. 10.3, announcement of annual organizational meeting for 2022.
Second.
Thank you. Motion by Brady, second by Henderson.
So this is just announcement that the board is making to the public that next month you'll be doing your annual elections for your officers.
For our officers. Okay. Student advisory?
Yay.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Did I blink? Did it show up?
What?
You gotta vote. Click on your vote.
Can I do that?
Click it like you mean it.
Okay.
That's good. That's good.
I was busy looking for this.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good.
Sing it.
Bow, 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 bow.
10.4, 2023 Board of Trustees regular meeting calendar. Can I get a motion?
Second.
Motion
So
by
this-
Brady, sorry.
This
Second.
announces all of the board meetings for next year, keeping them on the first, second Tuesday of every month. Our favorite day. At
You
6
know
p-
you love us.
And 6 PM.
You got the second on that? I did. Henderson, okay. Student advisory?
Yay.
Are these the ones, Michelle, that we talked about coming up?
So these next four are all second read board policy review
Mhm.
that, so the way you've been doing this is taking a first and second, and then a vocal, I guess, for all of them, and then you go through and fix
We
it
take a little-
while we take a break.
Yeah. That's what we're gonna do.
And then, unless somebody has comments on one of the four, that's what you'd do. So who's your first and second?
First, motion.
Motion by Wood. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Brady. Student advisory?
Yay.
Okay, so we're gonna adjourn for a few minutes. Not adjourn,
Gotta
I'm
vote
sorry.
first.
Oh, we gotta vote first.
Are they all yays?
Are they all yeas?
Yes.
Yes.
All four?
Yay.
Right. You're done. You're
Good
done.
God. Second. Brady.
Break.
Yes. Bye.
Finally something we're good at.
Like 5 minutes because everybody's using the same restroom?
And IT break?
We're coming back to order.
It's not hard to do.
I'm tired. Going to bed.
I decided we wouldn't be here at breakfast, so we didn't have my book.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to go on to item 11.
Hello?
Memorandum of Understanding. I thought I already did it once, guys. Come on. Dennis
That's
still
it.
doesn't know.
You lost the group.
I did. Let's just go home.
Hey, let's sneak out and just leave them all here.
All right, can I get a motion for the MOU?
Motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Motion by Pinkerton, second by Brady.
So this is an MOU with a 501(c) called Operation Confidence that provides homeless housing, housing for homeless veterans, as well as assisting them in other ways. What this MOU would state, or states, and this was drawn up by Jeff, that the college will provide the labor to build tiny homes through our construction department. They'll be constructed, prefabbed at the High Desert Training Center and assembled at the property once they have permission to do so from the county, which is west of Adelanto, 10 acres of ground that has to still be developed. After they have the 40 homes constructed in place and the veterans are there, then the college would be providing educational programs for those students. In order to live there, those veterans will have to enroll full-time in VVC. Operation Confidence raises its own funds. We're not involved in that. They have their own insurance, so they're covering everything. And the only liability we don't have no financial liability. Our only obligation is provide the student labor during lab hours for our construction students and to provide an educational program for them once that they are in place. So this is that MOU.
Pretty awesome. Student advisory,
Yay.
voting's open. Moving on to 13.1, I think, maybe. Let me see. Oh, yeah, that's the one. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Henderson. And second by Brady. I can't speak tonight. And student advisory?
Yay.
Okay. 13.2, new management position and salary placement, Associate Vice President of Instruction. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Brady, second by Henderson.
This is part of a restructuring that I'm doing, where I plan to bring to the board next month a reorganization that will move Todd Scott to the Executive Vice President of Instruction, Innovation, and Student Success. And this AVP position is the replacement for Vice President Ingleson when she was here. So this will enable him to make sure that his job will be only Aspen. It's the only thing he'll be working on. Anything to do with making those Aspen metrics come to pass. And he will still be overseeing instruction, albeit through this AVP. All the deans will report to this AVP and those that work in the instructional areas.
Student advisory?
Yay.
All right, 14.1, contract ed, VESD, and child development. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
I heard Pinkerton say motion, so I'm gonna write that one down. And second by Henderson.
Todd, could you come over? This is a pretty exciting thing. Tell them what this is.
So this is the first, which we think of is going to be many. So as you know, the K through 12s, and you may be able to speak to this more than I can, it's required to have a TK program.
Yes.
So pre-kindergarten,
Transitional.
and all of the staff, not all of the staff, but a certain number of staff need to have a child development certificate to offer this TK, or to
Yes.
have this TK. And our wonderful faculty in the child development, along with Frank Castaños, are offering this training to Victor Elementary School District to get them certificated for the TK that's coming. So I think this is the first of basically not only our district elementary school districts, but probably a lot more than,
Yes, please.
since we're like going to be
Yes,
one of the first
please.
ones to offer this. So, and it's almost entirely online, so they can do it, from their home office. And this is going to be a great opportunity for us to provide training to our community and our school
Will
districts.
we be opening this up to more districts?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Come
That's the
hither.
exciting
Good
part.
answer. Good answer.
The exciting part is, and then our expenses are only half of this, so this is will be extra income to the district as we go all over the high school, all over the high desert, and offer this training.
How many courses does it entail? Is it one?
No, it's a certificate, so it's a series. I think it's 8 or 9, actually.
Because then they have to register for the permit with the CTC?
Yep.
Okay.
And I would be remiss in not recognizing Dean Jackie Augustine for helping put this together as well, so.
Oh, good job. Outstanding.
See, that's the way the deans earn their salaries, just like that.
So on that. can we-
Jackie, take a bow.
She's like, no. Student advisory?
Yay.
Who do I call for that?
Frank Castaños.
Okay, I'm gonna call him tomorrow. Did it pop up? Dennis, you need to vote. Dennis, you got to vote.
I did.
It didn't
Did
go.
I vote? It didn't go?
Click it like you
Just
mean
like
it.
we tell people, vote as many times as you can.
I just voted myself out. Here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
I did
more
vote.
times again, huh?
Vote early, vote often.
That's right.
I think he closed his program
I
out.
can't find it.
Yeah,
Need your help.
he logged out.
Gabby, can you come log him back on?
Here, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't get off the hook that easy.
You can't get off that easy? I thought I could. I tried to get out.
Oh, no, that's just the
Uh-oh.
agenda. I
Yeah,
did
you
it.
hit the wrong button. Oh, here, I got it. I got it.
He's in. We got it.
I'm done. That's what happens when you hit the wrong button.
It's true.
Unanimous.
Okay. Moving on, right along to 14.2 curriculum changes. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Brady, second by Henderson. Student advisory?
Yay.
Thank you, Michelle.
Unanimous.
Okay, 14.3 amended master service agreement with Bibliu. Can I get a motion?
Motion?
Second.
Motion by Brady, second by Henderson.
Todd.
This item came through a discussion with Chris Piercy and our CCAP partners. So the original MOUs we had with our CCAP partners we would provide an offset to them for $500 per unit for every course. So we collected the apportionment, and then we would give back $500 per unit to our high school partners for those CCAP courses for the purpose of them purchasing and supplying textbooks to the students. And then we thought about Bibliu and their $70. So Chris went out to all our partners and recommended that Bibliu provide the textbooks to the students in electronic format that they can get on their Canvas shelves. And all the school districts were more than happy to get out of the book business. So they agreed to allow us to keep all the apportionment. They can, so we get to keep our full apportionment. And I don't know how he worked it, but they also agreed to pay the $70 per textbook for the students. But it's going to be an advantage for both us and the school districts, because the students get the book the first day. They get access to the text the first day the class begins. Like Stephen had mentioned before, getting access to textbooks, especially hard copies, are becoming very difficult nowadays. Especially older editions. I don't know if you know this, but Amazon has bought just about every used textbook there is. So bookstores like us, they cannot get textbooks because Amazon's got some huge warehouse, maybe in the high desert, that's storing all the textbooks.
No, they have one building they just completed. They're not moving in for a year though.
No, okay, so,
Exploring.
but this allows instant access. It's a win-win for everyone involved, and we're looking forward to getting this going. And we got a grant from the state, so we are going to use that grant money from the state to provide textbooks to all of our high school students taking CCAP classes for the first semester, and then the school districts will pick it up from there.
This is going to save the college thousands and thousands of dollars every year. So that again is how administrators earn their salary.
I do have one question. Would students be able to access like physical textbooks if they don't feel comfortable with an online textbook? Like, would their classes still offer a physical textbook for them?
That would be up to the school district and Bibliu, so they can provide. It's going to be an extra cost. We haven't really discussed that because in some of the pilots we're seeing that Bibliu provides, we're seeing tremendous engagement with that Bibliu product.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's hard to discuss this with you because what we're finding is, students are used to electronic everything. So, we understand there are students that still want the hard copy book, and we can provide that. But generally, the students are engaging in that this electronic textbook. The faculty can engage in it, and they can link specific parts to some of the assignments and things of that nature. So I think once everyone gets used to it, they're going to be very happy with.
It's a high-tech way to teach. For one thing, they're able to tell exactly how much the students are using the books and what part of the book the student is actually using. And the teacher gets that information. So
Yeah, so for example, in last semester, they showed an average of about 180 minutes a week the students were engaged with that textbook per class. So it's, and the faculty get that, they get those metrics, just as Dr. Walden described, and can encourage use or point them to certain parts of that textbook, so.
So you can't tell the teacher, yeah, I read it, but.
Right, right.
I'm gonna wing it.
Yeah, probably wouldn't work for you, Joe.
That's why I made military school.
Student advisory vote?
Yay.
Yay. Voting is open.
Closes at 17.
It's only fitting that we're all together.
No, Art. He's got the next one.
No, I want to say something about Bibliu still, sorry.
good. Yeah.
And again, VVC, we brought this idea to Bibliu, and they've taken off. So there's now schools in Texas that are starting to use this for their dual enrollment courses. So it's like, we were the first ones to do this with them, and, this is going to take off, nationwide, because really, schools want to get out of the textbook business because they are a problem to store, to get, to graffitied up textbooks or whatever, so, mustaches on.
Yep, all of the above.
And this caps the price at $70.
So Todd, is that another matrix that you can fill in for the Aspen Award?
Well, it's going to help the students.
That's right, yeah. But I mean, to be the first to do that, I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, if we want to move forward with these 8-week semesters, students have to have that access to it on day one.
Right
They
away.
can't wait till week 2 or 3 when you're already halfway through an 8-week course. So it's the wave of the future, really, is where it's going. So we're trying to solve issues just like everything else. We see a student, or if we see a problem that's hurting students, we have to solve it. And this is one of the ways that we're doing that with our high school students, but eventually, whether it's Bibliu or somebody else, we're gonna solve these problems for students.
Good answer.
And I'll tell you, in regard to the 8-week courses, that has been held up because of a rule that's in the CCCAA manual that requires the athletes to be taking all of their classes, attending them all at the same time in order to be qualified to be an athlete. So Todd Scott, Dr. Todd James Scott,
Oh,
and
throwing it down.
Artie Allen, our athletic director, just went up and Todd presented to the statewide commission, and I've heard all kinds of good things. I think he sold them on it, and they're gonna do a bylaw change. And we're expecting that bylaw to be changed by March. And if so, next year we'll roll out the 8-week. We'll be the first college in the state to roll out the 8-week mini-masters.
How about that?
And then we'll be world famous.
Yeah.
Wait till they introduce it and then talk. Go ahead.
All right, 15.1, Feeding America. Can I get a motion?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Brady, second by Henderson.
So this is a new vendor that we're going to be using to pick up our food for our food pantry. Apparently this is going to be cheaper, 19 cents a pound. So we're going to go with it and see how it goes.
Awesome.
What was the cost for the other vendors?
I don't have that information. I knew you were going to ask me that, but I don't have that. but.
Probably more than 19 cents.
Obviously, it's gonna be more, so it's 19 cents.
Was it last month, didn't she present to the board?
Right, I
feel
was
like
not
she
here because I was at the symposium, so I'm not sure if she talked about that in terms of how much we were paying currently.
I feel like she did, but I can't remember.
But this is a
It
new
wasn't by the
vendor.
pound, but it was
Yeah.
the high cost. And, I mean,
And that's the reason why we're going with this, because of the fact that it is cheaper. So.
Nice.
Okay? Yeah.
Student advisory? Voting's open.
On these next 9, you can tell Michelle came back from vacation. 'Cause she's got 9 policies for you to review, first read.
In not her own office. Yep, any discussion? No, okay. There's a couple more discussion items on financial reports. Anybody have anything to discuss about that?
So quarterly financial status,
Mm-hmm. No?
the
Okay.
reports.
All right, so are we moving on to individual Board of Trustee reports?
They're all ready.
All right. Sharon, do you mind starting for us?
Sure.
Thank you, ma'am.
I just want to say we live in a free country. We're neither red or blue. We are red, white, and blue. And our vote is our voice. And I want to say good luck to Brandon and Joe this evening.
thank you.
You are welcome. And God bless and have a good evening.
Beautiful, thank you. So I'm going to go with Dennis, if you don't mind.
I don't have a whole lot to say. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope it's all warm and cuddly with your friends and neighbors and your family. And, you know,
Crack me up. Warm and cuddly?
Warm and cuddly with your
Okay, we're
family.
going with it.
You and Gloria get together.
enjoy. Anyway,
I
yeah,
can't with you.
I'm glad I made your day.
You did. You
All
sure
right.
I'm gonna
did.
call Gloria afterwards and say,
Okay.
was your Thanksgiving warm and cuddly?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I heard that. So can we go to you, sir, kind sir?
Sure.
Thank you.
So, it's that time of year where you gotta hear about it again. Mock trial season is upon us, so we've
Didn't
been.
it just happen? Is it
well,
all
be-
year? It's year
It's
round?
not year round because we made the finals. We went to state. That extends the season. So, but this is back to the county round. So we've been through one round of competitions last week. And both of our teams, Team Red and Team White, won their rounds. So right now our 2 teams are 1-0. So cross your fingers.
That's pretty good.
I think, I don't know,
You
maybe
better
I'm
don't say it.
crazy. I think both of our teams can go 4-0 through the first round of competition. So that's my hope. You never know, but I'm hoping for a 4-0 for both teams. So we're back at it tomorrow night, round 2 tomorrow night. And then there was one more thing. Oh, happy Thanksgiving, to everybody.
Warm and cuddly Thanksgiving.
And,
Exactly, it better be.
I hear Dennis isn't doing so well in the polls for his election
Right.
tonight. But good luck, Joe.
Yeah, not doing too well.
Not doing too
I got
well.
one vote.
Dennis is trailing in the polls. So,
You, right?
Yeah, me. I voted for myself.
and that's
I
it.
hope so.
I wasn't even on the ballot.
Nope, you were appointed by the
Can you
county.
believe that?
Nobody ran against you.
That's the joke.
But, you know, the
He joined the ladies
the
on the
joke.
dais
City.
with that record.
Victorville City only had one guy running by himself, but he was on there.
I don't know what to do with
It
that.
was a typo.
I don't know.
It'd be a county thing.
You either vote for him or write-in.
That's it.
All right,
All right. Did I miss anything?
I
don't
don't
think I missed
I
anything.
think so. I don't know. Joe Brady?
Well, according to the world clock,
What?
according to the world clock, in 8 minutes, we won't see any more political ads.
Or phone calls?
I-
Or text
I don't
messages.
know. I don't know about everybody in here.
Famapalooza.
It's just like overwhelming.
It is.
Boy, I'll tell you.
I'm glad this election deal's over. Brand, I think you're in great shape. I do want to put a big shout out towards my brother John and to Sharon. Thanks for doing what you did and going that extra mile and pitching your family member over here. I think we're okay, and we'll see. I think it's in God's hands. Next week, we have the CCLC conference up in San Francisco. That should be interesting to see. Who else, is anybody here else going?
I have a conflicting work engagement.
Who? Well, I think he was asking about the board. I will say this, though, that McKinsey wrote a dynamite proposal for our bridge program, our dual enrollment program, and our working with the high schools and how we capture all these students, which is just phenomenal. Victor Valley is a state leader in that, and we got accepted. And knowing this conference, it's sort of like the big conference, the one big conference every year out here. We got a prime spot. We are on Friday afternoon at around 2:00, and the four of us are presenting. I'm just on there so that to track my presidential friends, you'll see my name on there. So I'm not going to talk much. Say hi at the beginning, and they did a great job at the end. But Mackenzie and Chris and Todd and myself, and Joe's going to be there. I don't know if he'll be in that session, but he's going to be at the conference.
Oh, in San Francisco?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm going to be there.
Somebody better tape it.
Well, congrats, Mackenzie. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and by the time you get on home night, there'll be no more political ads, I hope.
Right.
Did you want to say anything? Okay.
Go.
Yep.
The Child Development Center had their annual fall festival, which took place on October 28th. I heard it was a lot of fun for the kids and everyone who participated. Before Thanksgiving, ASB will be placing light bulbs on the windows in the ASB building. They will have numbers on them. Those are for the students who are like with CalWorks and EOPS and I think I'm forgetting one. CARES? CARE.
All the children that are in the TBC, all the
Mm-hmm.
every board member up here to help get them next board meeting.
Lights of Love.
Yeah, for the Lights of Love
Yeah.
event. The study-a-thon will be taking place on December 9th. ASB will be hosting a Martin Luther King Jr. concert, which is to take place on January 16th, and Evening of Comedy and Magic will be taking place on January 21st. I can text you that later.
Good
And
night.
Thank you.
That's it.
I'm hoping that all of the trustees will consider attending the annual holiday banquet that's on December the 2nd at 6 p.m. at Courtyard in Hesperia.
Purchased.
$40 a person. It's going to be a Hawaiian theme, and Michelle and Gabby and their team have done a fantastic. You're not going to want you don't want to miss this. This is going to be very special, and Brandon, you won't have to wear a tie.
It was December 2nd.
When is it?
I already have
December
tickets.
2nd.
Friday, December the 2nd.
I already have tickets.
Me too.
Bring Gloria
Dr.
to be
Dan.
warm and cuddly.
Ooh.
I told Michelle,
Where is it?
we have an emergency out of state. We're trying to rework it around that, but if we're not there, we have something we have to take care of out of state.
And where is it?
It's at the courtyard
Courtyard in Hesperia?
I'm Arian, yeah.
at the Texas Roadhouse.
Michelle will follow through with you and make sure you know.
Michelle, if you could just, on the 18th, just tap me real quick.
Yeah, why don't you put out
Just remind me on the 18th.
Hey, so
yeah, put out a reminder.
on that lovely note, I did ask Michelle to email you all to ask you to donate for the first ever board raffle basket. I'd like us all to donate so that the employees can
What is
get
it?
something awesome. So I'm willing to give 200 towards the basket if the rest of you can match that.
200.
200.
I responded, I don't know if you got it, I
I
responded and said
did
I'm in
through
for
her 'cause I
200 and we'll buy it if you want.
Okay.
I respond, said if everybody's in for 200, I'm in for 200.
So that's just so that we can provide a raffle basket for,
That's a big basket.
I know, it's gonna be good. I have good ideas.
Actually, it's gonna be a very small basket.
But it's gonna have a good item in it,
basket.
It's going to be probably the smallest basket.
if you have your way. Or if I take over, it won't be the
Well,
smallest.
either, I mean, whatever, I don't care, I thought we had an idea.
We do have an idea. So,
We need to share the idea if we're all paying,
we'll share, I'll have Michelle send it out,
Yeah.
because I don't want to ruin the surprise.
so, yeah.
Okay.
So we all in?
I think I did tell you why. I had Michelle tell you why. Didn't it say what it was for?
That was 5,000 emails ago.
I don't remember either. Okay. Anyway, so I just want to say very quickly before we get a motion to adjourn,
Are we all in on it, or?
I am already in. I brought my money today.
I mean, I've been in for weeks.
I've been in for weeks. It was my idea, so I can't say no.
Okay,
You're in?
I think so.
Okay. You're in?
I don't know.
Say yes.
Say yes?
Say yes.
I just said yes.
Yes. You said I don't know.
Oh, good, okay.
I don't know.
We're all in.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're all in.
Only
Okay.
up $200.
How much? $200 total?
From each of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
200,
Total
wait a
per
minute,
person.
200 from each of us?
Yes.
And he can't write it off, that's the good thing, he can't write it off.
200 total per person.
Moving.
$200 each.
This is why I emailed you all in advance.
I responded, didn't I
know you did.
respond?
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Immediately
Anyway.
responded.
200 each?
I mean,
Yeah, you're gonna give $200. I'm gonna give $200.
And
He's
is it-
gonna give $200. He's gonna give $200.
This is for a basket?
Yes,
What kind of basket?
a good one.
$1,000 basket?
$1,200, it's $1,000 basket, yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna, oh my,
Are you giving $200?
Just think, you can't take it with you.
Why not?
can't breathe.
I'm trying to take it with me.
He's
I'm
trying-
working on
well,
a plan.
Huh?
I'm working on a plan to take it with me.
Lord Jesus, be with
You're
me.
gonna be the only guy I know that has it.
Okay,
Hey,
my,
y'all,
this
if
is
the
my
ba-
report
if-
out.
If the basket's 200 short, y'all know why.
We can't add. Okay, so.
Let's all
move-
live by what we said publicly, we're all in.
that's why I brought it up, bro.
That's why I'm pushing.
All right, so I am saying my report now. Thank you very much. We have 1 more minute till the polls close.
No, you don't, yeah.
8:30, 8:30,
17
right?
seconds. So, Joe,
What?
Then they
worried
come-
about, whatever outcome may be.
No, I'm more worried.
It has been a pleasure.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Is this the send-off or the?
I'm just saying some words in case I never see you again.
It's 8 o'clock, it's
Right.
over.
Brandon,
Jen's like, sorry about the diagnosis, bro.
Silly season is over.
if I never see you again, it's been a joy. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, 8 o'clock, let's go.
Right.
Poor Antonio, he got.